Okay guys, welcome to episode 2 of how to wrap your 350. Now I think in this episode I'm going to try to squeeze in the door because it's quite simple, and the back quarter panel, but we'll see how that goes. So this has already been prepped. It's the same night in the same clothes. Well, usually I'm in the same clothes because this shit matches. This is my only red outfit, sorry. So here, what you want to do is you prep the door all nice and good. There are some dings and stuff on this door, which is not part of the deal that I remove the dings, or will I sand this, because he didn't tell me to, and you gotta pay extra for that. But these dings are very minute, and you can probably work them out with the paintless dent remover after. So, not wrapping this door handle that's been painted black. Usually these are gray. So what you want to do is just get a nice amount of lead up on top where your where your mirror meets the door and where your weather strip is. And then the door kind of curves in on the bottom. So there's 3 sections to the door. You kind of want to break it up into sections, but you also want to, when you set it up, not have it all be loosey-goosey right here. You want it to be nice and tight and stretch that way. So stretch that way and stretch that way. That way, so that when you go to pull it down, you don't ever get any vertical wrinkles. Always horizontal wrinkles. Okay. So there's 3 sections to the door: a top curved section, a body line right here, bottom section, and then a very bottom section that kind of folds in like this. So what you want to do is when you set it, you're gonna squeegee this body line right here, and then well, technically you don't have to squeegee right there. You can just start from the top down. Door's pretty simple, and then once you get to this body line, then you can squeegee down this way, or you can do it from the middle up and the middle down. So depends on what really works for you. For me, it really works when I go middle up and middle down, so it eliminates bunching. Because as you work down, the material stretches and it can bunch up right down here and gives you the issues, and you have to stretch it. I want to stretch it at the least amount possible. So, okay, here we go. I'm going to do all that I just said on time lapse. So you want to anchor it here when you peel off the tape, the backing, and then you pull that way, or you anchor back there. So your choice, but make sure it's anchored down so it doesn't fly off when you go to pull it with your wrap magnets. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here is the door. You get to this point right here. Like I said, this was painted over by somebody. We're not dealing with that for this project, but you get to this point right here, you gotta get a little bit of bunching, so you want to just tuck it along this edge right here, and then cut all this out so it relieves the tension, and then you can work down here and then up here like that. So that's your setup, and then basically you just cut around the edge with about this much lead is great. So do that. Okay, so this gets tucked down here like that. Man, look at how flossy and like shiny this red is. This is so awesome. Okay, I'm so in love with this red. Usually I don't like red cars, but man, look, this is just so amazing. Okay, so here you want to have a nice leading edge that you can cut against, and then down here you just cut against that right there. And then that's the door, guys. Right down here is a little bit of a challenge. You have to kind of tuck this in. So I would advise that you just cut down to here, stop, open the door, and then wrap it under and then cut. Similarly down there as well, you probably want to just open the door so you have enough to fold under and then cut. So the only thing that's keeping your door closed is that edge there and this edge here. So you work that first, cut the top and then the bottom. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and we'll move on to the back quarter panel. We'll talk about the back quarter panel setup. here is the quarter panel part. We'll go over the finished door in a minute as soon as I finish this. But the quarter panel is a little hard to see. It ends right here. Okay, right at the edge, the back edge of this light. So this is rather simple part, much easier than the front fender. What you want to do is, like the front fender, you just want to lay it all across. It does go up to here a little bit, and you can see when the hatch is lifted up, there's a body line right here that you technically should wrap to. I'm gonna wrap to there, and I'm gonna cut it. When you cut here, you want to cut very lightly with so you don't scratch the paint. If you've never done that before, I suggest you put knifeless tape right here. I can do this because I've cut on paint dozens of times, and this part right here is also hidden, so I can do it without scratching the paint. Okay, so the only portion of this quarter panel that's kind of tricky is the there's a gas cap here. So on the gas cap, what you want to do is cut along the edge of the gas cap towards the inside edge that flips out. So you have extra to wrap into the inside. Now, if your car is a light color and you're going to a dark color, you're going to want to do a little strip so you don't see any of the original color. But since this car is black, you can just do it around the edge, cut, and then you can just lay another piece on top and do this gas cap separate. So that's what you always want to do, because there's not enough material in between this gap. You want to do the quarter panel and the gas cap as separate piece. But since the quarter panel is bigger, you can cut and mess up on cutting into the gas cap and then not damage the big piece. And you can do this small piece with scraps as many times as you like. Here you want to make sure that your wheel well is very clean. If you run your finger and there's any kind of grease or dust, your wrap is not going to stick to it. So make sure that is clean. And then down here, it just goes into this point. So when you're cutting out your piece, make sure it reaches this point. So when I'm wrapping this door handle is going to be in the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the door so that I can wrap easier into here, and then we'll cut along this edge right here. If your car is also a light color on this part, you're going to want to, once you cut along this edge, you can just lay a strip down here, or you can cut extra and then make sure you work into these curves really good so it doesn't pop back out. Okay, so up here you want to cut against the trim too. So of course, tuck in the light and cut all over the place. I'll put the time lapse on and we'll just do this piece. It's real simple. You mount it here and you mount it here, and then you stretch this way, then you stretch that way. You pull up and down as you need to. You don't really need to pull this as much either. You just squeegee this section here all the way to the back, and then you pull down right here. Okay, that's it. The back quarter panel all done. What you want to do is have it all tucked like this. So you see how I tucked it in there? I just cut some relief right there so I can just tuck it into this back light. Here I have it tucked there, so you cut against the opposite panel like that. Okay. And then over here, what you want to do with the gas cap, you outline this really good, and then you cut against this edge of the gas cap. Okay, and then over here, you basically have it all wrapped under. There's a little dent right here, so that's not going away. But it does cover it up. So right down here, you kind of just fold it in like that. If you have a different colored car, so this one's black, you can see the blackness here. If you have a different colored car and it's white under here or something like that, you're going to want to cut this extra so you can wrap around and hide that. Or you can do a separate strip. Here you tuck it in. And then on the door, if you were to do a light colored car, you see how this kind of folds over? you want to work all that down to there and then really work it into this curve and then cut like right here. So when you close the door, you can't see anything. But this is the black car, so I'm just gonna cut it off right here on the edge right here. That way there's no bubbles or anything like that. So yeah, guys, that's about it. I'm gonna finish cutting this up, and then I'll show you guys the whole side completed. There it is, the whole side completed. Okay, so this is the door. Go back here, and then the door handle is nicely cut out, and then over here we got the back quarter with the gas cap cut out as a separate piece. I did the gas cap second, like you guys saw. So all the lines are nice and tucked. Look at that. Damn, boy. So clean with that candy looking. Oh, okay. I can't wait to show you guys this outside. So that's it for this one. Let's see here. Yeah, look at that. Dang, okay. Let's close. All right, guys, so that completes episode 2 of how to wrap your 350Z. As you can see here, the whole side is pretty much done except for this piece that goes all the way to just right there where the lift back is. So it's not that long of a piece. And then this side skirt piece down here. So what's probably going to happen is I'm going to cut a big piece, just the size of this side skirt. And I'm going to use that piece for both this side and that side. And then these A-pillars over here. And that's it. So that concludes it. If you guys like this episode and if you guys like this series of how to wrap your 350Z, please leave me a comment, like, and subscribe, and support the channel. And tell me what other cars you should do a full, beginning to end wrap on. DIY guide, like how I'm doing now. So the back quarter panel, it did get a little tough right there. And you really kind of have to be very patient and massage it in. So until next time, guys, I will catch you guys later on the next episode. We'll probably be doing the tougher parts, front and the back bumper, and then the hood and the roof and the back lift back. And then that's it. All right, thank you.